You take your dog for a walk. You have 20 minutes, maybe 30 if traffic was light. Your dog stops at a patch of grass, nose down, not moving, and you give the leash a gentle pull. It happens every day in almost every household with a dog. And most owners have no idea that in that one small moment, they just declined something their dog was genuinely asking for. Researchers studying what dogs love at a behavioral and neurological level keep arriving at the same finding. The things that matter most to dogs are almost never the things owners spend money on. They are almost always the things owners do not think to give. This video covers 5 of them. Specific, researched, and almost none of them require anything you do not already have. There is also one thing at the end that your dog has almost certainly been trying to show you. Most owners see it every day and never recognize it for what it is. We will get to that. Let's start with the one that happens on every walk. Number 1. Letting them sniff without rushing. Your dog's nose contains roughly 300 million olfactory receptors. Yours contains about 6 million. Their brain dedicates approximately 40 times more neural real estate to processing smell than yours does. Which means when your dog stops at that patch of grass, they are not dawdling, they are reading. Every dog that passed through, every animal that crossed, every scent marker left in the last 48 hours is being processed in extraordinary detail. In 2019, researchers at the University of Agricultural Sciences in Sweden ran a study specifically measuring what happens to dogs physiologically during walks where sniffing is permitted versus walks where it is controlled and rushed. The dogs allowed to sniff freely showed significantly lower cortisol levels after the walk. They were also rated as more optimistic in subsequent cognitive bias tests, a behavioral measure of emotional state. The walk was the same length, the distance was the same, the only variable was whether the dog was allowed to stop and process what their nose was telling them. A rushed walk exercises their body. A sniff walk exercises their brain. And for a dog, the brain needs it more. The pull on the leash is not a small thing to your dog. It is an interruption at the moment of peak engagement. Repeated daily, it trains them that the environment is something to move through rather than experience. And a dog that cannot experience their environment fully is a dog running a low-grade sensory deficit every single. Number 2, talking to them in the right way. Most people feel slightly self-conscious about talking to their dog. The ones who do it openly get looked at in parks. The ones who do it in private wonder if it means something about them. It does mean something, just not what they think. In 2017, researchers at the University of York ran a study that has since been replicated multiple times. They played recordings of dog-directed speech, the higher-pitched, slower, more emotionally expressive way people naturally talk to dogs, alongside recordings of normal adult conversation. Then they measured which voice the dogs chose to approach and spend time with. The dogs consistently moved toward the dog-directed speech, not because of the pitch alone. When the researchers separated the vocal style from the content, using dog-directed pitch with adult conversation words, and normal speech with dog-relevant words, neither worked as well as both together. You, your dog, walk, treat, good. That combination, delivered in a voice that signals positive emotional engagement, is processed by your dog as a coherent message. The researchers described it as dogs being attuned to the full emotional package of how something is said, not just whether individual words are recognized. So the running commentary you give your dog while you make dinner, telling them what you are doing, narrating the evening, expressing out loud that you are glad they are there, that is not nothing. That is you delivering the specific kind of communication their brain is most receptive to. And they are tracking it far more closely than you realize. Number 3, sitting on the floor with them. There is something your dog experiences every single day that you have probably never thought about. You are much larger than them. For most of your dog's life, interaction with you happens from below. You reach down to pet them. You stand over them to put down their food. When you want their attention, you call from above. From their physical position, you are a large presence that operates mostly at a height they cannot reach. Dogs communicate a significant amount through physical positioning. Height relative to another animal carries social meaning. A dog that places themselves lower is signaling deference. When you sit on the floor with your dog, you remove that spatial distance completely. You are no longer something above them, you are beside them. Animal behaviorist Alexander Horowitz at Columbia University's Dog Cognition Lab has documented repeatedly that dogs show measurably different body language in response to owner proximity at ground level versus standing interaction. Muscle tension drops, ear position relaxes, tail movement shifts from alert to loose. The dog reads the floor differently than they read the sofa or the standing interaction. The floor is neutral territory. It is where they spend most of their time. When you come down to it, you are entering their world rather than asking them to navigate yours. It takes 30 seconds. You can do it during a commercial break, while you are on the phone, while you are thinking about something else entirely. And to your dog, it registers as one of the clearest signals you can give that you are present with them. Not nearby, present. Number 4, learning their specific signal. Every dog has one. A specific behavior, a specific signal that they use when they want something from you that they cannot get any other way. Not barking, not a trained behavior, something they developed themselves through trial and error because it worked once and they remembered. It might be the way they bring you a specific toy but do not drop it. They just stand there holding it, making eye contact, waiting. It might be a particular position they take beside the door that is different from their normal sitting behavior. In 2011, researchers at the University of Portsmouth studying dog communication found that dogs living closely with humans develop what the researchers called referential gestures, deliberate intentional signals aimed at a specific person, designed to direct that person's attention towards something the dog wants. The behaviors were not trained, they emerged. The dogs invented them because their owners were responsive enough to eventually notice and respond. The finding has a sharp implication. Dogs only develop these signals with owners who are paying enough attention to notice them. A dog that has no invented signals is not a dog with nothing to communicate. It is a dog that learned communication in that direction does not work. Your dog's specific signal is the clearest possible evidence that they have decided you are someone worth talking to, that they have run enough experiments to know that you, specifically, will eventually understand. If you know what that signal is, the next time it happens, stop what you are doing and respond to it directly. Not after a minute, immediately. What you are doing in that moment is confirming to your dog that the line between you is open, that when they reach, something comes back. That confirmation is one of the most bonding things you can give them, and it costs nothing except attention. If this is making you think about your dog differently, subscribe. We go this deep on dog behavior every week. It is completely free, and it will change how you see them. Number 5, doing nothing together. The pet industry has a strong financial interest in you believing your dog needs more. More toys, more enrichment, more activity, more stimulation. And some dogs do need more than they are getting. But the behavior that shows up most consistently in studies of what dogs choose when given options is not play. It is not food. It is not novelty. It is proximity to their owner during rest. In 2020, researchers at Oregon State University studying dog preferences across multiple reward types found that the majority of dogs, when given a free choice between food, toys, scent, and social interaction with their owner, chose social interaction most frequently. And within social interaction, calm, shared presence, owner sitting or lying nearby without actively engaging, was chosen as often as active play. The dogs were not choosing stimulation. They were choosing company. This matters because most owners feel guilty about the evenings they spend on the sofa, not walking, not playing, not doing anything particularly enriching, just existing in the same room as their dog. They assume they are failing their dog in those moments. They are not. For a bonded dog, those quiet hours where you are simply present and settled are not neutral. They are actively good. Your dog's nervous system is calibrated to yours. When you are calm, their baseline drops. When you are relaxed and available, they can fully rest in a way they cannot when you are absent or preoccupied. The evening you spend doing nothing with your dog is not wasted time. For your dog, it might be the best part of the day. Number 6, the thing owners miss most. This is what I mentioned at the start. There is one thing your dog does, probably every day, that is one of the clearest signals of happiness and attachment a dog can produce, and most owners see it without ever knowing what it is. It is called the relaxed body lean. When your dog walks over to you and simply presses their body weight into your leg, your arm, your side, and stays there, not asking for anything, not nudging for a pet, just leaning, that is not them being heavy or in the way. That is one of the highest expressions of trust a dog has available to them. To lean your full body weight against another creature, you have to have made a decision. The decision that they will not move suddenly, that they are stable, that they are safe, that they are, in the most physical sense possible, something you can rest your weight on. In studies of dog attachment behavior, the body lean appears consistently in dogs rated as securely bonded to their owner. It appears rarely in dogs with anxious attachment styles. It does not appear at all in dogs who are uncertain about the person they are near. Your dog does not lean on strangers. They do not lean on people they are uncertain about. They lean on the ones they have decided, through months or years of accumulated experience, are the ones worth trusting completely. So the next time your dog walks over and presses into you for no apparent reason, do not shift away. Do not absent-mindedly push them off because they are in the way. Put your hand on them. Stay still for a moment. Because what just happened is your dog telling you, in the clearest language they have, that you are the place they feel most like themselves. That is not a small thing. It is everything from their side of it.